My name is Trevor Bird, Executive Chef of the Windset Farms. Today, we're gonna be making a Windset Bolognese with some of their best ingredients. Tomatoes on vine and some Maestro bell peppers. They're gonna add a really nice sweetness to the sauce. Let's get cooking. The first thing we're gonna do is cut up our mirepoix. Onions, carrots, Maestro bell peppers. So next thing we're gonna do is just crush some garlic up, give it a rough chop. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna put it into our pot. We're gonna put just about 2 tablespoons of oil in there and a nice big 3 pinch of salt. That's 1, 2, 3, so 3 fingers, nice big pinch of salt. And we're just gonna turn it on medium heat. We're gonna let that cook as we cut everything else and get it into the pot. So we're gonna take our carrot here, and we're gonna cut that into a nice small dice. Put that in our pot as we're sweating down the onions. Next, we're gonna cut our bell peppers. They're so fresh, they're heavy, they're firm. They're gonna be really nice for our bolognese. We're just going to dice these up into a small dice, roughly the same size as the carrots and onions. Try to make everything the same size if you can, so that it all cooks evenly together. For this recipe, you can use any color you like. It's all gonna be cooked down into a delicious red tomato sauce, so the color's not gonna matter too much, so feel free to use any colors of bell pepper you like. So we're gonna let that cook all together for about 10 minutes. We're gonna turn up the heat just a little bit to medium high. So once it's been cooking down for 10 minutes and everything's looking nice and translucent, and it smells amazing, by the way, we're just gonna take this and put the vegetables to the side for 5 minutes while we cook our meat, which here we have some ground pork and some ground beef. We're just gonna sear off our ground beef right here, so we're gonna get that into the pan, and our ground pork. Those are just gonna go in, and we're just gonna start to break it up so we can get a nice sear on the meat and a nice render on the fat. We're also gonna add in a nice big pinch of salt to this, probably about 2 or 3 tablespoons worth, and we're just going to sear that off. So right now we just wanna keep on cutting up the beef so that you have a nice fine ground on the meat, and that's gonna make a really nice texture for your bolognese. And once it's looking nice and cooked, we're gonna add in some fennel seeds, which is gonna give it a really nice anisey flavor. We're just gonna let that go for a little bit, and as we're getting ready to put in our tomato paste, we're gonna cut up our Windset tomatoes on the vine. And just take out the little core in the middle, because the core doesn't actually cook down in your sauce, and you can get a bit of a hard part in your sauce, which isn't gonna be very pleasant. As they cook down, they're going to lose their shape, and they're actually gonna become part of the whole bolognese sauce. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. Windset Farms tomatoes on the vine are always awesome because they're super high quality and they're available year round. So we can put tomatoes on our burgers every day of the year. So as our ground beef, ground pork, toasted fennel seeds are going off in there, we're gonna take some tomato paste here, about a tablespoon's worth, maybe 2. No right or wrong amount. Get it in there, and you just wanna toast the tomato paste along with everything else. The vegetables that we put to the side once our meat is all done cooking, and we're just gonna put this back into the pot. We're gonna give that a nice stir. Look at that beautiful color in there. We got red peppers, yellow peppers, carrots, onion. So we're just gonna take our cut up tomatoes here, and we're gonna get them into the pot. And now it's the waiting game. We just need to cook this down for as long as we possibly can. And definitely get all your tomato water, tomato juice, everything on your cutting board. Make sure you get it all in there so that it concentrates into tomato deliciousness. We're just gonna add about a 1/4 cup of water in there just to help everything kind of loosen up, start to cook down, and get those fresh tomatoes to turn into a nice cooked down sauce. With this bolognese, you can see it kind of getting nice and saucy. All of the tomatoes are letting go of their liquid and their shape, and it's just gonna cook down into a beautiful bolognese. So this probably needs about 10 more minutes here. To finish this off, we're just gonna take about 1 to 2 cups of cooked pasta, and there's no right or wrong amount of bolognese to put in here, but to 1 cup, I like to put 6 ounces of bolognese. Just reheat it really quickly till everything comes together. Just gonna tear up some fresh basil in there. Give it a little toss just to wilt it. And we'll have some Windset Farms Bolognese for dinner, or lunch, or breakfast if you put an egg on it.